This is James here for Ready to Rumble Fitness TV. We're here with the boy Billy Rumbol. After Christmas, this is our big end of year interview, which is the first video on the Ready to Rumble Fitness TV YouTube channel. Firstly, Bill, how was your Christmas, mate?
Lovely. I had a really good Christmas, James. Nice to have a break. I've had about 3 weeks out of the gym. Well, it will be when I go back. It's been nice to chill and have a bit of family time, but I'm ready to go back now. But Christmas was really good. What about yours? Good?
Yeah, it was really good. I stayed up in London for a couple of days. It was nice.
Did you stay in London, though? Did you? Where'd you stay?
I stayed in the Savoy Hotel in London, not just anywhere.
Slumming it. He was slumming it.
Yeah, I think we both had a good one, to say the least.
Yeah, it was nice. It was good.
Now we're ready for the new year. We've got a big 2020 coming up, to say the least.
Yeah, looking forward to it, as always.
It's going to be good, but to say the least, what a hell of a year 2019's been. Like,
it's been good. It's been good. We've had some great results, to be honest with you. Yeah, we can only build on that. Hopefully the team will get bigger and we keep growing, and we'll see where 2020 takes us. But we've got a huge sort of upward climb, if you like, from the success we had in 2019 going into 2020. But listen, we're growing every year. We're getting better every year. So please God, touch wood, we just go from strength to strength. Yeah,
it's been your second full year of doing the one-to-ones, doing the training, going full-time since doing it. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously, took a risk when I first done it, but when you just get a feeling inside of you and you sort of know it's the right time, and you sort of know it's gonna work if you go about it the right way. And to be honest, it just went from strength to strength. We kept building. Obviously, I took on Martin to work beside me in the gym because we got that busy. And going into 2020 now, the messages, the emails, the bookings, new clients, old clients, existing clients, are all messaging to get back in the gym. So it's good news and it's looking good. So yeah, I'm really pleased.
Yeah, it's looking good. Everyone's in the gym all the time. I don't think there's ever a dull moment in the gym, to say the least, is there?
No, I mean, the messages I've been getting off the boys, like, just, Bill, hurry up and open the gym. They've been putting on the stories. Look, I don't know what else to do. The only thing I do is go boxing other than work, and it's doing me head in not being in the gym. And as much as I could have gone back a little bit earlier, I suppose, I just needed that time to refresh myself, because it was a tough year for myself with all the travelling, with all the organising the shows, with all the training the boxers. I do the amateurs, the pros, the one-to-ones. I organise the fights for the pros, the amateurs, and do the one-to-ones charity shows as well. So with that all on top of each other, by the end of the year, in December, I was ready to have a rest.
You was shattered.
I was kidding. I was physically and mentally, emotionally drained, but as much as I love it, it's nice to have a rest. So I stuck to my guns. I said I was going to have 3 weeks out of the gym, and that's what I've done. But I'm itching to get back now, and looking forward to another successful year.
So what date is the gym going to be officially opening then, Bill? That's the one.
We are open as of the 3rd of January, so Friday the 3rd. A bit of a dodgy day to go back on, but it's just how the new year falls. So I'll have New Year's Day off, obviously. The 2nd of January, just get everything together and everything sorted, and then back in the gym on the 3rd. Saturday the 4th, we have Sundays off because we don't work Sundays, and we start the fresh week from Monday the 6th.
Brilliant. So people wanting to book in, how can they book in the new year?
So you can either visit my website. Please visit my website, because it's the easiest way. I've still had some bookings over Instagram, which I don't mind, but if you book on my website, which is www.readytorumblefitness.com, there's an option on there that you can just book it online, select your day, time. What that does then is emails me straight over to my email. It gives you a confirmation email as well, and then I can just stick that in my diary. I know exactly who's booked. Rather than Instagram, I get loads of messages on Instagram, which I don't mind, because business is business, but I have to scroll back all through my DMs, and I get loads of DMs throughout the day, and it's just working out who's messaged me, who's booked in, and it just makes things a little bit longer for myself. So if you can visit the website and book, it'd be much appreciated.
All right, brilliant. So you've got the pros, you've got the amateurs, you've got all of them. So let's start by going through the pros, because I think, to say the least, that it's been a big year in the pros is an understatement. Yeah,
it was good. I mean, again, so we only had one loss this year, but from that loss that we had, we learned a lot from it, and it was against an opponent that nobody wanted to box. Everybody was sort of scared to get in the ring with him. He was knocking a lot of people out. He's now the current Southern Area super lightweight champion. It's Danny Darko. Martin pushed him all the way. there was rumours going around that Darko was going to knock Martin out within 3 rounds and this, that, the other. He didn't. He found it a lot harder than what he expected it to be, and he even admitted that. And credit to Danny, he's a great fighter. But yeah, Martin took him 10 rounds and lost narrowly on a points decision. And as I say, we learnt a lot from that fight with Martin. He's since been back in the ring and he's had 2 contests and won both of them. One was on a big platform on a Sky Sports show. So yeah, Martin's just he's got his head down again and he's looking for a big 2020. Hopefully getting in the title mix. So it'd be nice.
Yeah, massive year. Obviously started the year, good little win in March. That was his first 6th rounder.
Yeah, first 6th round against Naheem Chowdhury. That was at Brentwood. So yeah, it started off the year.
Didn't drop around, and then. So how did the Darko fight come around? How did that come around?
It was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you, because Martin might mind me saying he sort of started struggling on ticket sales, to be honest with you, and it worked out that Martin was supposed to fight on a Friday night at York Hall, actually on the same bill as Darko, but in the home corner against Scott Moises. And I got a phone call from Martin's management company asking if Martin could shift the 100 tickets on a Friday night at York Hall. Bearing in mind, Martin lives on the island, so it's like near enough a 2-hour drive for them on a Friday night. And my answer was no. And so they said that if Martin couldn't shift 100 tickets, which we understand it's a business, so I'm not slating anybody for this, but it's just the truth. I said no, and they said if he couldn't shift 100 tickets, then he couldn't be on the show. So we were sort of in a dead end. We was thinking, well, what do we do? We can't sell the tickets. We can't fight. Martin's in the gym training hard. Where do we go from here? So I contacted Martin's management team again and just said, look, if the right fight comes up and we have to be in the away corner, if I think it's a winnable fight and it's a 50-50 fight, we will consider taking it. So they took that on board. I was away in Cyprus and I got the phone call about Danny Darko. I asked for 24 hours just to have a look over Darko's clips and what he'd done and what I thought we could do. And I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, thought if Martin got the game plan right and done as he's told, we could beat Darko. And we wasn't far off of it. Obviously, we lost on points, but Martin made a great account of himself. And that's how it come about, really. So
yeah, we gave an amazing account of himself. There wasn't one person who criticised Martin afterwards. Everyone was saying just how much of a brilliant fight he put up in that, and he showed everyone that he belongs at those sort of levels with the top fighters in the division.
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, I mean, Martin's only 24, Danny Darko's now 30, so Martin's got a lot more time on his side, and he can learn a lot more and progress a lot more. I mean, Danny's in a little bit of a rush, obviously, because of his age, so he's now Southern Area champion. I believe he'll look to vacate that in 2020 and move on to bigger titles. And see how far he can go. Whereas with Martin, we've got time. I mean, he'd come back after the Darko fight. He had a 6-rounder. He beat Lee Connolly, who was another tough opponent. And then we dropped him back down to a 4-rounder to see the year out on the Sky Sports show. So like I say, we've got time. We don't need to be in a rush. It doesn't necessarily have to be a title fight. If it makes sense, we can have a title fight. If it doesn't, we can just keep sailing along, learning our trade. And when the right fight comes, we'll take it.
So what are the plans in the new year for Martin? What would you like Martin to achieve in 2020?
By the time 2020 is out, I would like Martin to have a title around his waist. I believe that's very doable, and I believe that he will have. But like I say, there's no rush. By the time the year's out, I think Martin will be at least a Southern Area champion, or would have fought for the Southern Area belt, which I believe he will win. So yeah, 2020, the aim is to get at least one belt around Martin's waist.
And that will be would that be at super or lightweight?
Lightweight, preferably. If an option comes up at super lightweight, like I say, I'll look at it depending who the opponent is, what it's for, and what it's giving us financially, or giving Martin financially, should I say. We'll have a look, but ideally and preferably it'll be at lightweight.
And is there any talk of when Martin's next fight will be? Or is there a possible date yet, or is it?
Not yet. No, I spoke to his management team over Christmas. Excuse me, and they have said that they're looking for openings in sort of maybe an eliminator or some sort, but nothing as of yet, no dates at all. So I'm guessing hopefully it's going to be about March time, but nothing as of yet.
Brilliant. So let's talk next about Neil Parry. Neil had a big year, to say the least. He fought in March and June, had 2 great wins, to say the least, especially against Fonz in June. He absolutely looked $1 million in that fight.
Yeah, he boxed well against Fonz. I mean, we knew what Fonz was about because Martin had boxed Fonz previously. Jack's boxed Fonz now, but only Martin did previously. And we knew that he was tough and he would come to fight and he can punch if you let him. But yeah, Neil boxed impeccably against him, stuck to the game plan, didn't do anything, that he didn't have to do, didn't get involved. He just boxed his fight, kept it long and really got boxed well and got 40-36 win there. And Steve Goodwin, Neil's manager, was really impressed with the fight. He got up onto the ring after the fight, congratulated myself and Neil on Neil's improvements. So that was nice, and it was a little bit frustrating towards the end of the year because, as you know, he was meant to fight Yasser Al Ghana. I'm not going to go into it now because most people knows what happened, but it was a little bit of an issue with the weight, which meant that he couldn't fight. But yeah, so a frustrating end, but overall, 2 good wins for Neil in the year. So
brilliant. Jack, he had another amazing year. He boxed in York Hall in February, boxed in York Hall in June, and then boxed in Maidstone in November.
Yeah,
great year. 3 great wins in his first 6 rounder too.
Yeah, another 3 wins for Jack, and as you say, he stepped up to 6 rounds at the end of the year in his last fight of the year, and again boxed Fonz and really done well against Fonz. A bit frustrating because he suffered a bad cut in the last round against Fonz from a clash of heads. Had he not got that cut, he would have ended the year at Brentwood on the Sky Sports Golden Contract show, which would have been great for him and great exposure. But you can't knock it. He had 3 good wins out of 3. So onwards and upwards for Jack.
What would you like Jack to do in the next year? What's your goals for Jack?
Jack's 28, so he's a little bit older than the rest, but he ultimately didn't have the amateur experience. So with Jack, we're still learning the trade. He's coming on leaps and bounds. He's come on a lot, to be honest with you, and anyone would tell you that. But there's no rush with Jack. He's in a tough weight division. He hasn't had a lot of experience, both amateur and pro. So we'll keep getting the 6 rounders in, learning what he's got to do, and see where the year takes us. I shouldn't imagine he will be boxing for a title in 2020. More likely 2021. But like I say, if we can get another 4 or 5 wins under Jack's belt in 2020, that's going to take him to 9-0, 8-9-0, and we'll see where 2021 takes us.
Brilliant. And back to Neil also, because I didn't ask the question on Neil. What would you like Neil to do in 2020?
Definitely fight for a title of some sort along the way. There's talks of him fighting in March, I believe. We're just waiting on an opponent now. That's a 6 rounder. If he comes through that, I'm hoping that he could possibly get something like a Southern Area Eliminator or something along those lines. So I think he's ready now. He had quite good experience as an amateur, and as a pro, he's had 3 under me, winning all 3. But this will be his 9th pro fight next time out. So 9, 10, 11 fights, he should be stepping up to that sort of level.
Definitely. And we had James Hawley rejoin the ranks this year, come back in May time.
May, yeah.
So he's fought twice since then, fought November, and then got out quickly again on the Sky Sports show in Brentwood. So
yeah, in December. Yeah, he had a quick turnaround. And listen, James was a little bit frustrated with his performance in November, and it was solely just down to him wanting to knock the opponent out because he really desperately wants the KO. But listen, he's 20 years of age. I've told him that will come in time. There's no rush to knock people out. It's about learning the trade, getting the rounds in, fighting different styles of opponents, and the KOs will come. He listened to me in his next fight. I told him he's got to box, he's got to listen to instructions and do what he does in the gym. And he boxed really well in December. Boxed Lewis Van Pooch, which is a tough journeyman as well. Got caught with a big shot in the last round, which he took like a man. He's only young, but he took it really well and got the win. So, yeah, fair play to James. And I'm hoping for a good 2020 for him as well.
Fair play to James in that fight as well, because I don't think a lot of people realise that in that fight, Van Poch come in 9 pounds heavier than James.
Yeah, I mean, I know Lewis, and Lewis is really professional, so it wouldn't have been through any fault of his own. I actually spoke to Lewis over social media and sort of knew he was going to come in a little bit heavy because he took the fight at such short notice. He took it at 2 days' notice. So no, I'm not blaming Lewis Van Pooch on that. And obviously we needed to get James out. and we were struggling to get him an opponent, and sometimes it happens in boxing. But yeah, he was a little bit heavier than James, and James done well to overcome that.
Brilliant, yeah. So in the pro game, obviously you had a lot of fights, a lot of wins. What's your highlight of the year? What stood out to you?
In the pro game, I suppose what you've got to say is in the pro game, both James and Martin being on the Sky Sports show, because when you look around those events, you've got all the Sky, the cameras on you, all the razzmatazz, the different layout of the venues, and you know that good eyes are on you, the likes of Matthew Macklin, Johnny Nelson, the Sky Sports team, Andy Scott, etc. So yeah, the highlight would have to be the two Sky Sports shows, one at Brentwood, one at York Hall, with James and Martin for me.
Yeah, what a brilliant year to say the least in the pro game,
Yeah,
eh?
it was.
You've also had an amazing year on the amateur side of the game, to say the least. You had how many national champions you had? You had quite a few.
This year, what did we have? Libby won 2, Zach Fee won 1, and Champ Friend 4. Yeah, 4.
Four national champions.
England representative as well. Frank Brazil got picked to represent England in the Three Nation Championships, and then we also had Tyler Luckhurst win the East Midlands Box Cup, the Haringey Box Cup. We had 2 gold medals in the Golden Girl Box Cup. We had 3 gold medals in the King of the Ring Box Cup. So yeah, overall in box cups and national championships, we done really well.
What are your plans for the amateur game in the new year? What we've got to look forward to?
Yeah, just to keep producing. I mean, we're in it to make national champions. So as long as we can make national champions and gold medalists, that's what we're there for. We start the year off on January the 29th. We fly to Sweden again for the Golden Girl Box Cup. We were taking out there Anastasia Butler, Libby Ellis, Lily Mae Underwood, Yasmin Surin, and Ruby Griggs. So a team of 5 out there.
That sounds brilliant, and hopefully 5 gold medals to come back.
Hopefully, yeah, they're top girls. I mean, Anastasia's 4 times national champion. Libby Ellis is 4 times national champion. Lily Mae Underwood is 1 times national champion. Yasmin and Ruby are yet to win a national title, but they're on their way. But yeah, we're taking some good girls out there, so we'll be up against some good opposition. But we've got the top girls as well, so it should be good.
What other box cups and tournaments are you hoping to take part in the new year on the amateur side of the game?
So we'll have the schools, we'll have the junior ABAs, we'll have the youths, Haringey Box Cup again, probably the East Midlands Box Cup, Bristol Box Cup. So yeah, it'll be about 6 or 7 that we got. So yeah, busy.
So out of all the amateurs, I know you've got a big stable of them all. If you had to pick a fighter of the year, someone who stood out to you this year with what they've done, who would it be?
Stats wise, and listen, she's great stats wise and ability wise. You're gonna have to pick Libby Ellis. She again won this year 2 national titles. She won the junior cadets, and then she went on to win the NABCs at the end of the year. So yeah, again making her 4 times national champion, 3 times box cup champion, and a European Games representative. She's doing wonders, you know, for the sport, for the club, for herself. There's a kid in the gym at the minute that I really, really like, and I've clicked with him. He's only been with us since October, but I took him up to Manchester at the end of the year. He boxed a kid who had 24 and 121 on their own show, and done a number on him. You know, really looked good. Credit to Corey Smith. He's a great kid. I'm not disrespecting him at all. He's really, really talented kid. But Adam really boxed out of his skin and got the win. And that's Adam Macker. I'm really excited to work with him in 2020 because I believe he's got national titles coming out of his ears. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with that boy.
So would he be your one to watch out for in the new year?
There's a few. You've got Will Coveney, you've got Miley Cash, you've got Adam Macker, we got the girls, you've got Anastasia, Yasmin, Libby. We got a lot of kids to look out for. But just because of his age, Adam, and things like that, he's a young kid, he's 12, but I think he's got really, national titles in him, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. And if you had to have a highlight of the year in the amateur game, like, you've had a lot of wins, is there a highlight of the year, one that you enjoyed the most, something that stood out to you?
It's got to be that one, to be honest with you. Going to somebody's backyard in Manchester as the underdog, beating a kid who had 24 bouts and 121, and doing it quite comfortably, you'd have to say that was up there with them. But I'm sure there's loads. There's so many. I can't even remember all the shows that I've been to be honest. But there's been a lot of good memories. But I suppose that because that was the last one of the year as well, that one's most in my head. So,
in your head still, fresh in the mind.
fresh in the mind.
Also, Tyrone. Let's talk Tyrone quickly because Tyrone King really had an amazing year to say the least. Fought in a February. Come back from February.
Yeah, and then he fought in June, wasn't it?
July the 6th.
July the 6th.
And then November 16th.
Yeah.
And stopped the guy, not just in the first round, in 60 seconds.
60 seconds, yeah. He done well. The thing is with Tyrone, he suffered really, really bad with confidence when he first come with me. And Tyrone was with me for over a year before he even boxed competitively. I had to get him right, not just style-wise, stylistically. I had to get him right mentally. And mentally was the most important thing with him. And now he's starting to believe that his capabilities, you've really seen him turn around. Because he had the ability, to be honest with you, but it was mixing all of them together. And like you say, his last fight in November, he stopped the kid, not only in the first round, in 60 seconds.
Yeah, amazing. What would you like Tyrone to do in the new year? What are the outcomes, expectations for him?
Yeah, just keep learning. I mean, he's only young himself and he's still learning the trade. So, keep winning, keep learning, making a bit of money for himself and hopefully fighting for titles in the near future.
In fact, I think it is in March, isn't it?
Possibly, I think, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the show to be announced, but I think there's talks of an English title for him, yeah.
And also the competition show, also the tournament.
Yeah, there's a tournament that he's working hard towards as well. So, yeah, I mean, as I say, I've been off over the Christmas and these things have sort of happened over Christmas. So when he's back in the gym at the end of the week with me, I'll sit down and sort of discuss the ins and outs of it. But, yeah, there's been whispers of those, yeah.
Brilliant. You've also put on 2 amazing charity shows in the year, March 23rd and October the 12th. What did you think of them, both of them shows?
Great, yeah, really good show. I mean, I love them, I do, because our charity shows, I'm not just saying it, other people have said it, they're really good quality.
Yeah.
The kids or the men or whatever you want to call them, they train really, really hard for these shows. And it's like a world title fight for them. They get all the shorts, they get the vest, they get the gloves. And it's just so much buzz and hype around it. And we're raising money for good causes as well. But, we're putting on a good show. So it's good to see. Yeah, I really like those shows.
Raised a lot of money for charity, to say the least. It was for the Melzer House in March.
The one in March was, the Melzer House. Now, bearing in mind that when I put my charity shows on, I have no sponsorship. So I pay for the venue hire, I pay for the rings, I pay for the MC, I pay for the judges, I pay for the referees, I pay for the trophies. You name it, I pay for it. So after everything was paid, we actually visited the Melzer House personally and took the check up. And it was around about 5,000. I can't remember exactly now. It's on my Instagram, and but we got about £5,000 with the Melzer House raised, and they sent us a lovely letter saying thank you. And Zoe actually delivered it personally with Rocco, so it's nice. Yeah.
And then the October one was Mind.
Yeah, Mind Mental Health. So that's the second time we've done it for Mind Mental Health as well. And on that, I think it was about 3-7 for Mind Mental Health.
What an amazing turnout, eh?
Yeah,
it's brilliant. So, what are the plans for charity shows in the new year? Do you plan to put some more on?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of people asking me about them, and I love doing them as well. As I say, it's raising money for good causes. So, I haven't actually got any dates penciled in for shows yet. Mm-hmm. I think my first show is going to be around about March time, maybe late March, early April. Then I think I'll go for like a September show, and then hopefully go for an end of year show in sort of December again. So
brilliant. Well, talking December, we had the biggest one of them all, Prize Champion.
Yeah. That was good. It was good. It went well. It ran well. The favourite on everybody's lips went on to win it, which everybody thought that Asher might just have the upper hand. I wasn't so sure genuinely, and a lot of people in the gym wasn't so sure, but people outside and the outsiders looking in thought Asher would win it. So they was right. Great tournament, some really good fights on the night. Ryan Prentice and Kai really stood out.
That was a great fight.
That was a great fight. And there was one on the undercard, Nathan Kitney and Jake Harrison.
What a fight that was. They both left it all in the ring.
They left it all in the ring. Both gave each other counts. Really, really good fight. So, yeah, it was a good show and a great venue as well. Really nice venue.
Brilliant venue. I think it was just set out so perfect, wasn't it? We had all the tables, we had the standing area.
It was nice.
Everyone enjoyed themselves, they had a lovely meal. It was just...
They did. Yeah, no, it was good. It was a good night. So
Is there any plans for potential more prize champions in the new year?
Hopefully, yeah. I want to do a middleweight one, so I'm going to put the feeders out there again in the new year, and hopefully we can get going with a middleweight prize fighter, £1,500 on the table, a chance to win a belt as well. So, yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Well, hey, that's what we like. That's what we like. So, are there any other standout moments of the year? If you had to pick one across literally everything, like, you know, you've got the pro game, amateurs, you've had the charity shows, prize champion.
Do you know, like, one thing, because I believe that every person that steps into that ring deserves credit, and I think sometimes it's a little bit unfair to give a standout moment, but the thing that stands out to me the most is the loyalty and the family that we got down at Rumbles, because at the end of the day, that's what makes it. And without them, none of this would be possible. It wouldn't be possible to put on shows. It wouldn't be possible to give people chances like we do. So the thing that stands out to me the most is the clientele, the boxers, the helpers, the mums, the dads, whoever it may be. That's what stands out to me.
Brilliant. Well, before we end it, Bill, is there anything else you'd like to say before we end the interview? Is there anything you want to add?
Just thank you to everybody for making 2019 really successful for me and my family. You've done yourselves proud, you've done me proud, and you've done everyone close to you proud. It might sound a bit cliche, a bit cringy, but I speak from the heart, and I genuinely mean that. So thank you all. I look forward to working with you all in 2020, and may we have some more success.
Brilliant, Bill. Well, to everyone watching, and have a happy new year. Have a happy new year yourself.
Happy New Year, everyone.
And we'll see you in the new year,
See you in the new
2020.
year. Nice one, James.